What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of the Daily Dose. Today is Monday, September 12th. I'm getting right into the charts today because I'm a little late. Worked a little late tonight, so I do apologize, but we're just going to get right into it. If you like this type of content, we release a short video every day that the stock market is open like this, and every weekend we release an episode of the Weekly Wrap where we go more in depth and have some more commentary. And pretty soon I want to start some special series, some basics, beginner stuff with investing and how to get started with investing and things like that. So if that interests you, then please subscribe here on YouTube. I would really appreciate it, and follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. One thing to keep in mind with this market right now is we have the CPI number coming out tomorrow, and that can heavily swing the market. And what do you notice? We're right below this really big resistance line. So if the market interprets whatever comes out tomorrow as bad, we could sell off pretty violently from this point here. So I do think that's dangerous, especially with how aggressively we've been bulling up too. We've been leaving gaps behind. We've been really aggressively buying up 4 straight aggressive up days right on a huge resistance, and we have the CPI inflation number coming out. So I do think there's a potential for a violent sell-off here. If we go through this resistance, we'd start putting pressure on this trend line that's been here since the beginning of the bear market and this 200-day moving average. And I just don't think this market is ready to end the bear market. I just don't think we're ready to come back through and make all-time highs. Maybe I'm wrong. I definitely could be wrong, but I feel like it's a lot more likely for us to bounce off this resistance, especially with that number coming out. If it's bad, the market could interpret that as in that the Fed is going to need to hike rates or tighten the economy for longer, and that's definitely a negative for equity prices, for stocks. So I do think there's a lot of risk coming into that tomorrow morning, especially sitting where we are at. So let's get into Bitcoin. We came down to this resistance, really our now or never resistance here, and we bounced off. We broke through this level as well, and we're sitting just above 22,000 right now, so that's good. But really, Bitcoin's been in a range for about 3 months now. We've been in a range since the middle of June. It's now the middle of September, so really for a whole quarter, we've just been sitting in this range, anywhere between 17,600 to like 25,000. We've kind of just been in that range. A lot of people think that Bitcoin might be bottoming here, but that's really you can't tell yet. I do think there's a potential that Bitcoin is bottoming and we could move higher, but usually you don't see a market give you this long to buy the bottom. But it does look pretty good as of right now. Obviously, we're still in this huge downtrend. Let's see if we can get a trend line on this, honestly. Let's see if we can get a trend line. Let's get a trend line. So let's start from up here. Let's bring it all the way down. Oh yeah, we're gonna use this. Okay, so let's zoom in now. So we have this trend line on Bitcoin. I think this will be a big level for it. We'll keep an eye on it. You can definitely draw this trend line all the way back to the top of the market, and it comes all the way through. So I think I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'll keep it on for the channel. If Bitcoin breaks through this trend line, I think that'll be a good signal for it. Obviously, there'll be some resistance here, I think. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. It does move heavy with the stock market, with the NASDAQ especially. So if the NASDAQ sells off, if the S&P sells off violently, the NASDAQ's going to sell off more than that most likely. And then most likely this will sell off even harder, especially with the huge move. We're up like 12 or 13% since this point right here, since we were in this zone. So that'll definitely be an important resistance line for Bitcoin. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be really big. Definitely stay tuned for our video tomorrow. The CPI core inflation number coming out. A lot of potential here on the market. Usually it doesn't stay in a range when something like that comes out. Usually it's a big move, and I think there's more potential for a big move downwards based on where we're at than upwards. especially with how aggressively we've been going up the past couple days. So if you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe and tune in tomorrow and the rest of the week for the Daily Dose. If you haven't watched this weekend's episode of the Weekly Wrap, be sure to watch that. It was a really good episode. So until next time, until tomorrow, thank you for watching.